You are now listening to Mike's Opinion. Logic Unleashed.
That's right. You are now listening to and watching the Mike's Opinion podcast. How are you doing? You know, I always want to know how you're doing. I hope you're doing okay. I am not. So if you see me wince, I'm in pain. Yo, when you get to a certain age, I don't even think it's just age, because I know young people that have, I was lifting I'd be lifting shit. And oh my goodness gracious. Yay. My back, oh, wifey hooked it up though. She put the patch on there. You know, I'm not I hate taking pharmaceuticals, but this is one of them times. I took a pain pill and it ain't really kicked in yet. So it's gonna be a short episode. It's gonna be a short episode because of that. Cause woosah. To all those in pain out there, I feel your pain literally. And you say, yo, Mike, you got a little back pain. Yes, but if you have that back pain, you make a move and it's like, oh, yeah, it's like that. But I'm here because I had to be here for you, all three of y'all. Nah, podcast been growing, yo. Excuse me. Definitely on the listener side, not so much on the YouTube side. Yo, support the show. Listen to this bald head dude talk about stuff, and I know you be like, yo, Mike, you be talking about your food and vegans and circadian rhythms and what's going on. You ain't talking about the fluff and the blah blah blah. It's interesting. It's interesting stuff. Listen to it, watch it, learn. Edutainment, baby, edutainment. But I hope you're doing all right. It's August. It's almost mid-August. A lot of people happy the kids going back to school. Some kids happy they're going back to school. Some kids are not happy they're going back to school. But before you know it, we're going to be switching from, it's so hot to, it's so cold. But guess what? It's my season, baby. I like it. I like the cold weather. No bugs, no sweat. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the hot cocos, the winter gear. You know what I'm saying? You got the holidays, you know, coming up. You know, you got the Halloweens and the Thanksgivings and the Christmases, the New Year. All of that is coming up. It's coming up. Yes, it is. But this is a quick, the world famous update episode. I haven't done an update episode in a while. I only got a few things to touch on because, like I said, my back hurt and I'm trying to lay down. I ain't gonna lie. I am trying to lay down. Be like, even when you move though, even when you laying down, you know. But anyway, first up, on deck, for those of y'all that follow me, by the way, I think I said it, maybe I didn't, like, share, comment, follow, subscribe, do all that, support the show. You got some pennies, GoFundMe, Venmo, Cash App, PayPal. It's all right there. It's all right there. It's free for you to listen to and watch, not free for me to make. Support the show, please. If you have it, if you've been rocking with me and you have it, let today be that day. You know, if you new, you balling out, you got dough, just throw me a little something. I need chords, mics, I need advertising. I need that. You see all these big brands, well-established brands, they still spending millions and billions of dollars on advertising. You know why? Because you got to keep it out there. And the podcast space is flooded. Ooh, some good shows out there though. You know, I hope maybe you consider me one of them. So support the show, please. But if you have listened to any of my 200 shows, and I need to do a 200 show celebration, this might be the 200th show. Now that I'm thinking about it. But if you've been rocking with me over the years, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I really appreciate you. But if you've been following me, you know, yo, on the strength, boom, 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 bang. I love the NFL. I love football, American football, because if you out the country and you say football, they automatically gonna run and get a soccer ball. So, you're American football. Yes, that. The pigskin. Yes. The NFL, yo, the coordination, the guys lining up, 11 here, 11 there, offense, defense, the touchdowns, the tackles, the running back. That just hurt my back. I shouldn't have done that. But listen, I'm an NFL fan. There's a reason why the NFL is the number one watch sport, period, in America. In America. And I just read today or yesterday. This drops on Wednesday. I usually drop every Wednesday at noon Central Time. That's 1 o'clock on the East Coast, 10 o'clock on the West Coast. Um, you know, a lot of people say the NFL, even though they changed all the rules, it's for the heathens, it's for the violent. Nah, it's poetry in motion, yo. And I just recently learned that the most expensive, the most highly valued sports team of any sport anywhere is right here where I'm at. I got a picture of my man up on the wall, the owner of the Dallas Cowboys. Met him. I've told y'all about that. I'm not gonna go into that now, but the Dallas Cowboys, and it's not an ad for the Dallas Cowboys, even though they gonna win the Super Bowl this year. They say, yo, they ain't won the Super Bowl in like 30 years, yo. But they did, like three in the 90s, they was rocking. I know it's 2024, but I believe. You know why? Dak, shout out to Dak. Big up, Dax. I got a bunch of sports cards I need for you to sign. What's up? Let's go have some dinner, sign some stuff, something. Anyway, I'm right here in the Metroplex. I'm right here in Plano. Yo, Dak, if you see this, holla at me. I rock with you, yo, and congratulations on your baby girl and that little thing getting dismissed. Been there, done that. Anyway, when you have a baby, it changes your life. It changes your life. It'd be interesting to see how that change in Dak Prescott's life translates to the field. But the Dallas Cowboys are worth $10 billion. The next team, I think, was the Rams, is worth $7 billion. That's a big gap. And say 7 to 10? Yeah, 7 to 10 billion. You're talking about a $3 billion difference. They've been the biggest franchise. And I listen to sports radio. I won't say the biggest franchise, the most valuable franchise in America, or in all sports. But I listen to a lot of sports radio. Shout out to them dudes at the 105.3 The Fan. And I always hear them saying, well, they talk about how, they're losing and they get to the playoffs, or, they lose the first round of the playoffs, or they can't win an NFC championship. And, it's just loss. And, they need to do something to change. And first, let me just say this. Owner Jerry, his son Steven, and the Cowboys organization are winning. They've been winning because people keep spending money on the Dallas Cowboys. So they may not have won any championships or Super Bowls, but they win it. You don't get to be and have been the most valuable franchise. 10 billion? Listen, they win and they didn't won. They won life. You know what I'm saying? They won. If you're a fan, you want to see your people go, but with the drama, with the updates, with the news, yo, they won. So they don't, I won't say they don't care. I guess after a certain amount of time, it's amount of pride. You care if your organization, can hoist that trophy and be a Super Bowl champion once again. But when the doors is closed, when the public is not looking, when the cameras and microphones are not on, they are toasting. Whoa, wait, we are rolling in the dough. And that's just one of many ventures that the billionaire family ownership of the Dallas Cowboys have. So there's that. I have a standard prediction because when in Rome, do as the Romans do. I live in a suburb of Dallas, Texas. So I'm rocking with the Dallas Cowboys because Papa is a Rolling Stone. Wherever he lays his hat is his home. And that's where I get all kinds of shit from my boys up in New York, all my New York people. Yo, why you don't rock with the Giants, the Jets, yo? Why you don't rock with the Knicks or the Brooklyn? You know, look, I don't live there. I haven't lived in a long time. Am I a New Yorker, born and raised, true to heart, always gonna be that. Always gonna be that. Don't get it twisted. I'm a New Yorker, but I like to think of myself as intergalactic. I don't try to limit myself to one city, one town, one state, one country, one planet. I'm from the Milky Way, son. Yeah, think bigger. Think bigger. You know what I'm saying? Kumbaya. Maybe if we learn how to come together on this planet, we'll be better. Excuse me. But the Dallas Cowboys are gonna win. That's my prediction. Now, a lot of people will say it's going to be the Kansas City Chiefs. A lot of people might say it's going to be LA or it's going to be this team, that team, that team. This is part of the fun of it, watching it. But the preseason has started. I'm not really into the preseason while they trying shit out. I wait till the real season started. But then I'm on the couch, usually with some wings, every Sunday. Any given Sunday, you'll find me on the couch for at least a couple hours. I'm busy, but I'd set aside a little time. And my son is into it now. He's a little older now. And we be rocking with it. Some chicken wings. I don't really drink beer, nothing like that. But and that's what I do. And I'm excited. I'm pumped up. If you are a football fan like me, hit me up, Mike's Opinion Show at gmail.com. I'd love to hear from you. We can talk some football. You know what I'm saying? Tell me who you think. Who do you think? Hit me up on social media. I'm everywhere on social media. Hit me up on, like I said, Mike's Opinion Show at gmail.com. It's all in the show notes there. Or anywhere you listening or watching, you can find these links. But yeah, I think it's going to be an exciting season. That Mahomes though, shout out to Patrick Mahomes. And I just, I'm in certain spaces and I saw a advertisement for a sports card, like a trading card show, and they was like advertising who's going to be there for autographs, and I saw Patrick Mahomes, and I said, what? I mean, this is a large card show. Not to say that Patrick Mahomes couldn't be there, but it was Patrick Mahomes, the first. And I thought to myself, I'm not trying to throw shit. Look, I'm not trying to throw no shade. But, I mean, Patrick Mahomes Sr., I think, used to play ball. But I ain't really came, across none of his sports cards or memorabilia, nothing like that. So he's going to be autographing what? Anyway, I digress. Like I normally do, but it's all related. It's all interconnected. But let's go football, baby. Let's go. Staying in the sports realm, the sports arena, if you will, the United States of America, along with many other countries, just participated in the 2024 Summer Olympics. The opening ceremony, and I'm gonna preface this by saying I'm all man, testosterone, hetero. You do you, that's me. Okay. But the opening ceremony, it touched me. It touched me. I didn't drop no tears. I could have, though. It was moving. It was very, very well done to me. Very artistic, very expressive. Um, it was the bomb. I didn't catch the closing ceremonies. I heard Tom Cruise. Is Tom Cruise? Does he have a death wish? Is he trying to die? Because just the odds have it, equipment malfunctions happening. Anyway, Tom Cruise jumped off of something or into something. He did his own stunt. So, big ups to my man, yo, the adrenaline junkie, at however old he is, still doing it. But Tom, if you happen to stumble across my podcast, sit down. There are much younger, I'm not going to say more capable, but would be more apt to sustain injury in an equipment malfunction with some of the stunts you do. You didn't did it all. You didn't jump, rode a motorcycle off a cliff. You didn't did it all. There's a certain thing called pressing your luck. Okay. I don't know. Maybe that's how you want to go out. Maybe that's what you want. Anyway, did you watch the Olympics? Did you watch any of the swimming, the hoop, the gymnastics, the pole vaulting, the long jumps, all the all the stuff? I watched a bit of it. And I caught some highlights, and I thought it was amazing as usual. Watching the world come together in peace and compete against each other. I am here to tell you that it's breaking news. Well, no, it's not because it's some days old. But we, the United States, have the most medals. How many medals, you ask? Let me tell you. The United States came away with a total of 126 medals. Total medals. We got the most bronze at 42, the most silver at 44, and we tied with somebody for 40 gold medals. Can you guess what country we tied? Our country, the United States of America, excuse me, and one other country had 40 gold medals. You guessed it. It was China. 40 gold medals. And just to round out the top 5 medal people, there was France was number 5, the host country. Australia was number 4. Japan was number 3. China was number 2. And we, United States, numero uno, baby. Numero uno. As messed up as things are socially, economically, politically, and all the other ways life in America is just effed up, we still went on that world stage and showed up and showed out. Now, maybe we should take this into consideration that we probably had the most athletes there. During the opening ceremony, they showcase every country. Some countries only could afford to send 2 athletes. So there's that. So we expected to go on the world stage and rock it. But if you are patriotic, if you are into the country, yeah, America, then you should be happy that we did that. My glasses is dirty. Oh my God. So I wanted to, touch on the Olympics for a couple of reasons. One, the way the world is these days, I'm very happy. There was some activism, I'll call it. People trying to disrupt, and shut things down, but it didn't go off the way it did. To the brave swimmers that swam in the Seine, some of them got violently ill. They tried to clean up the Seine River as best they could, but from what I hear, it is nasty. France, look, I've been to France. Okay, I spent time in France. I did the touristy thing, and then I did the non-touristy thing. I slept on a bench in the red light district in Moulin Rouge. I walked from the Arc de Triomphe, oh no, from the Champs Elysees, excuse me, to the red light district at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. I did things on the top of people's cars I shouldn't say. Drank bottles of wine in public. I have a picture of me in front of the Mona Lisa in the Louvre. I had some good times in France. Shout out to the young lady I went with. I'm not gonna say her name. This was many moons ago in my younger days. I had a fresh pair of Timbs, the matching Tim hat, Timberland belt. And this is not an ad for Timberlands because they're not paying me a dime. Support the show, please. Support the show. Thank you. So I'm happy nothing happened. You know, the way this world is now, it's anything could have happened. And I'm glad that it didn't. And that's real talk. Um, as usual, people was messing around with, talk about Simone Biles' hair. They talk about her marriage. They're talking about, of course, like I said, Tom Cruise. They're talking about at the beginning, is NBA going to be able to get past Serbia, and the Joker did that. You know, um, it was good to watch. America as a black man, it's real difficult at times to be patriotic. But I'm here. I'm born here. And I choose to cheer for my American people who go out into the world and rep us well. So big ups to them. Now, the last thing I wanted to talk about today is something that is important. It's about being informed, and I urge you to be prepared. And you say, yo, Mike, what's that? What you talking about? I'm talking about hurricanes. It's the 2024 hurricane season, and we've had one named Storm Ernesto. It's going to clip Puerto Rico. It hasn't really developed into a full hurricane. They're anticipating that it will, but it's going to go out into the Atlantic. So Ernesto shouldn't be a problem. I always say shouldn't, because these computer models, these estimates, they're pretty good. But at any time, nature could say, "Oh, really? Watch this," and do something completely unexpected. So, Ernesto, go about your way. But I want to, there's supposed to be between 17 and 25 named storms in this 2024 hurricane season. And I'm always fascinated by the names. I haven't investigated how the process, where they get the names from. Because they've already had a Hurricane Michael who came through and wrecked shit. It happened. But this year we got Ernesto. I think we had Debbie already. Some of the other ones on the list are Leslie, Raphael, Tony, Sarah, Gordon, Isaac. I thought we had a Hurricane Isaac already. Nadine. I don't know if I said Nadine already. Burl. We already had Hurricane Burl. Burl's on this list. 2024 Atlantic tropical cyclone names. And this comes straight from NOAA. And if you don't know who NOAA is the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. And they monitor stuff in the ocean and in the atmosphere. That's one heck of a gig, right? What's going on Earth? Did you know, while I was doing research, I do research for all the episodes, even though my back hurt, and even though I was like, yeah, I need to make this short, but I still did some. At any given moment, and I want to make sure that I'm not going from memory, that I can say this right, because I was like, so at any given time there are around 2,000 storms going on planet Earth right now. And it don't matter when you listen to this or watch this on YouTube. It doesn't. There's a storm happening somewhere on our planet. 2,000 of them. That's bananas. It ain't never just completely calm and sunny. That energy, right, just kind of transfers and it bubbles up and then it dies out. That's fascinating to me. That's fascinating to me. And you may say, no, Cardi B getting divorced is fascinating. Well, to each his own. Okay? You say, oh, Mike, how you know that? How could you not know that? You just turn on the radio. They talking about it. And you'd be like, yo, Mike, you still listen to terrestrial radio? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I still turn on the radio when I get in the car sometime. And I do that to see what the terrestrial people are listening to. You know, it hasn't gone away, even though we have all the DSPs and all the streaming and all these different ways, satellite radio, all these ways to get, music when we're on the move, or even news or sports or whatever you into, whatever you listening to. So I'm amazed at Earth. I'm amazed at the volatile storms and the balance. All of these things that are in balance that we don't even think about. And nature and storms and the air, the atmosphere is one of them. Because if one of these things go out of balance, it's a wrap, son, for the species. You hear me? Except for those that got the bunkers, who prepared or who might be going off planet already. I'm not going there. You know, I digress, but I'm not going there. I'll probably do some couple episodes on that, but I need to do some information. I need an informant to come through. You could be like in the shadow with your voice disguised, but I need somebody to come through that know about the off-planet program or the under the sea program, or the interdimensional program or the time travel program. Huh? People think that stuff is crazy. It's not. So, there are about 16 million thunderstorms worldwide each year. 16 million a year, right? And about 100,000 of those are really like severe. I learned something else today. Have you ever heard of and forgive me if I mispronounce this, the Catatumbo lightning storm? If you know about the Catatumbo lightning storm, you either got family in, or you are a meteorologist, or you have been to Venezuela. In Venezuela, there's a storm that pretty much goes on every day. The Catatumbo lightning storm is also known as the Relampago del Catatumbo. And this storm happens almost every night. It's in northwestern Venezuela, and it's located where the Catatumbo River meets Lake Maracaibo. And there's warm air that comes in from the Caribbean, and the cold air comes over the mountains. So if you are just rich and you got your private jet and you're sitting in your large home or penthouse and you're just like, I feel like being in a storm, make that call, say fuel up the jet, going to Venezuela. And you can go check out a pretty much guaranteed storm. There's an average of 28 lightning strikes per minute in the Catatumbo storm. It ain't playing. So I wonder if that's like a a homework spot for meteorologists. You got to go to Venezuela and go document the Catatumbo storm. I thought that was fascinating. Stuff like that is fascinating to me. Well, consider this a PSA. Hurricane season is here. If you live in any of these coastal areas, you probably are prepared. If you just move to one of these coastal areas, get prepared. I've been in a hurricane. In fact, my very first day of high school in New York City, I lived in Harlem. I lived Harlem and the Bronx, but at this time I lived in Harlem, and my school was in the Bronx. I could have took a train and a bus. I could have took two buses. If I had enough time, I could have walked. It would have taken quite some time. But first day, ninth grade, they did not cancel school. I'm standing at the bus stop, holding on to a pole, watching the wind go sideways in a hurricane, a full-fledged hurricane. That was my first day of school. They don't shut it down in New York for nothing. There's snow, 3 feet of snow, put some chains on your tires. Let's go. Let's go. So that was my first time experiencing a hurricane. I've been in a couple of others, but hurricanes ain't nothing to play with. Them sustained winds, that rain, it's no joke. That energy, that power. So I just wanted to just mention hurricanes and that I'm fascinated by nature, fascinated by hurricanes and the strength and power, that eye where it's nice and calm. And shout out to them people that fly usually C-130 airplanes. I've flown in the C-130. I've actually flown a C-130 briefly. I'll tell that story another time, but they fly into the hurricane and don't die. That's wild. Humans is wild. We are wild. We do wild stuff. Certain humans more than others. I ain't going there. I'm not going there. You know what I'm saying? But I just wanted to mention those things today. This was a brief update. You know why it's brief. So prayers for me. Send me your positive love, positive energy, and support the show, please. It'd be greatly appreciated. I've been doing my best to try to ramp up my consistency because, that's why I'm here in my condition, because I wanted to get this episode out there. And so you can rely on me every Wednesday at noon, 1 o'clock p.m. East Coast time, and 10 a.m. West Coast time. So as always, I hope you are doing okay. I mean that. I hope you're doing well. Let's spread love and positivity to Earth. Let's close out this summer the right way. Let's go into the holiday season, into the fall. Golden, you know what I'm saying? Thank you so much for listening and for watching. I'm Mike, and this is the Mike's Opinion Podcast. I'll see you next week.
Thank you so much for listening to Mike's Opinion. Logic Unleashed.